Great things in businesses do not happen by one person. They're done by a team of people. These are the words of the late Steve Jobs, the motivator, the innovator, and the guy that just knew how teams worked. What are teams? Or two or more individuals working towards a common goal of interest. Throughout my 18 years of life, I've been in so many teams in my life, whether that be school, college, work, or even in a friend group. There's so many teams that you've been in since you've been born. And I've noticed not many people know what you need to be capable of to thrive in these teams, to work cohesively together. I've come up with 3 key points that you need to firstly achieve to work cohesively. They are communication, trust, and honesty. And I want to start with honesty today. I'll give you some honesty. I am petrified standing here today talking to you. I'm shivering at the knees, thinking, am I going to say everything right now? And that's the same with teams. Honesty is a key goal for any team. I want to raise your hand today if you've been a team and you've not been completely honest with people in your teams. Hands if you've not been completely honest in any team in your life. That could just be a slight lie or complete procrastination and just lying about it. I see many liars here, because we've all lied in our lives. I can see some of you smirking, but we all have lied once in our lives. That's why it's honestly so important in teams. To be honest is to be truthful. Because honestly, without honesty in teams, our teams wouldn't get off the ground. Because I want to give you an example of this guy called Ben. Ben was this college student. He's in this little team with his mates doing work on this assignment. Ben has no clue what he's doing. Ben procrastinates, sits there worrying. His mates ask him, are you okay doing this, mate? Are you understanding this knowledge completely? He says, yeah, I'm fine. I understand it completely. Then comes the day when it's due. Ben comes with nothing. His teammates fail. They get a low grade. Just because Ben hadn't done his part. But we say Ben has been honest and said to them, oh, I need help. Help is what you can ask for. Just needs to be honest. They would have helped Ben, try to get him up to date, or try to put some things in place to help him. But at the end of the day, Ben was quiet. As I say, honestly, it's not one of them easy traits to give nowadays. Because I can guarantee 1 in 10 people will lie through themselves and panic. I was one of them last year. I on my IT course at Riverside. I struggled with databases. Did I own up to it? No, I did not. I struggled. And I ended up getting the lowest grade in that class. Do you regret it? Yes. Always put that in the job setting. If you lie in a job, you don't get a second chance. You do not get to improve it. You get sacked at the end of the day. No team wants a member that's not doing the work, not being honest, truthful to themselves. Because at the end of the day, no one's perfect in the team. Just be honest and ask for help. That's honesty for you. Trust. I want you to look to your left and right today and ask yourself, would you trust that person with your life? Probably not. I'm one of them. To gain trust, you have to give trust. And all you looking left and right and saying, oh, I probably wouldn't trust that person in my life. Why not? You probably don't even know who they are. They must be the most caring person in the world or the most horrible person in the world, the one that you don't want to hang out with. But we don't know that until we give trust. It's a vicious cycle. To gain trust, you have to give trust. And I've been in teams, there's been no trust in anyone, gossiping, the most hateful thing in teamwork. Because we didn't have trust in each other, and we went behind each other's back saying, I don't trust him. Yeah, he didn't know what he's doing. Trust is one of the main things that you need to give in a team to make it successful. Because I have a real-life example of this. I used to work at Spooky World Warrington as a scare actor. I was part of an attraction with a team. We had to scare people. I constantly got the gossip behind everyone, saying, oh, I think he's saying that about him. I'm saying he's been so nasty to her. She's done that. Why? In that team, they've opened up to you and given you that trust, and you betrayed it. I did not feel that it was a proper team. I did not feel like I belonged in it. As the trust wasn't there. To be a team, you have to have trust with everyone in it. I've done this audience, I'll trust everyone completely until you prove me that I can't trust you. I would even go out there and do a trust all if you really wished. I'm fairly confident I can trust all of you today. And that's what I can think of is communication. What is communication? Apart from transferring information to one person and another. Whether that be body language, facial expressions, tone. That was very different there, that tone, wasn't it? Sounded fed up. Kind of am. Want this to be over. No, but tone sets the mood of the conversation, first of all. Tone you give turns how you act. Because I'm angry, I'll raise my voice and shout at you. Not angry though, am I? But the tone makes me feel angry, but you can't tell that. It also do with facial impressions and, as I said, body language. If I'm doing this, I'm not being open. I don't want you here. You can go home. No, but I'm trying to be open here and actually give you real-life examples. Because if I just say communication, what is it if I don't give you examples? So here's a good example of communication in a team. Anyone heard of Pantone colours? Raise your hand if you heard of Pantone. I'm glad some of you have. Basically, when communication, words are important. If we try to design a product, we say, from one business to another, I can't go on the phone and say, oh, it's a light blue. What light blue? I'm sure there's about 100 different shades of light blue. With Pantone colours, we've designated a certain hex code for every colour there is in a rainbow. So if I call it and say, I want light blue, #012E45, that's a civic blue. Do you not trust me on that? I've just made that number up completely. Might be a magenta. No, in the end of the day, but communication is important. Because without communication, how do we know what we're thinking? It's the way we share ideas to knowledge. Or maybe just opinion. Communication makes the world work in teams. As I say, communication is important because I don't know what you're thinking right now. I'm not a mind reader, but I can go get my helmet if you wish to have mind read your minds. You might think I'm horrible today, but that's communication you give me off opinions. Like in a marketing campaign, this person called Mark likes the colour blue as a Pepsi advert on the background. But maybe Brian wants to do red instead. And Linda wants to do purple. These three people have three different opinions. But unless we communicate why them opinions might be relevant, I have no clue. Brian might want, was it red I think I said for Brian? He might just write red because that's his favourite football team. He's wrong, it's supposed to be blue, of course. But until we express our opinions in teams and give feedback, critical feedback through communication, we know nothing in that team. It's called being honest sometimes as well. To give feedback is to be honest. I have friends around college, if they ask me for feedback, if I'm part of a team, I'll be critically honest. There's no point about being honest with feedback. Feedback is there to help you improve. Because if someone said to me, did I do good? It's better saying, I think you could do better there than saying, oh, you were great, because they can never improve on it. That's another thing communication is important about. I'm going to expand upon that quote I said before about Steve Jobs. I think every great thing in history is not done by one person, it's done by a team. Whether that be Oppenheimer and the atomic bomb, to Alan Turing and the breaking Enigma, to the London Bridge being built, to the Burj Khalifa. There's been a team behind every one of them, whether that be construction, marketing, sales, HR. There's many teams behind everything that you probably don't know. As I say, you've always probably been a part of a team once in your life. It's impossible to go through your life without being part of one team, unless you've isolated yourself from birth. But I don't think anyone's done that. But furthermore, to be part of a team is to be part of an organism. What do I mean by this? An organism works together perfectly to produce an output. It's like the mitochondria. It's the powerhouse of the cell. If they didn't work together, the cell wouldn't have any power. They work cohesively together, one by one, to make the human body thrive. The team's similar. The teams work cohesively together to make a finished product. Marketing teams, the finished marketing campaign. Accounting, the finished finance reports for the government. HR team, training and hiring new employees. Teams are there to make a finished product at the end of the day. These are not limited to business. I'm sure I've maybe used many business examples. That's why I'm a business student. I specialise in business teams. But that's not just it. I'm part of a student leadership team at Conor here. And I've learned you don't always have to be the best person in that team to succeed. You can just listen sometimes. That's part of communication as well. Not just talking, but also taking in. I'm gathering to you now, only some of you are taking in what I'm saying. I feel like I'm gathering on a little. But take that in, to communicate that opinion across, takes skill. And to take it on is an entirely different skill as well. Communication goes both ways, receiving and taking it. I have been in teams that my communication has been ignored, and it's been in vain. We still failed in the end of the day. Communication is one of them, as I say. It's the most important part of teamwork, arguably. You can go on Wiki and find that. I have tried, and I found about 50 references for it. No, but communication, in the end of the day, it's literally how you say things. I think I've gone on about communication a little too much, so I'm going to start communicating it to you now. What do I want to take you away from this? Maybe honesty. You're not afraid to give honesty. As I say, I've struggled, and teams have struggled due to honesty not being openly shared. Honesty is one of the qualities. To be honest is to be truthful with yourself. Say, I can't do it. I'll ask my teammates. Because your teammates judge you in that team. They're not a team. At the end of the day, a team's there to support you. And I think some teams call themselves teams just for the sake of it. Just to make them feel important, basically. Say, I'm a team. When they're not working cohesively together. And trust is one of the most ones I want you to take away. Next person you see, whether that even means not part of a team, say, I trust you. I want to hear what you have to say. And give them responsibility where they might not get any. Because trust is one of the vicious cycles. To get trust, you have to give trust. In the end of the day, to give trust means you give them hope that they can improve in the end of the day. Thank you.